I think I know. It's not on the
Is
Chevy.
that it?
That's the one I'm missing. I think.
Yeah.
Act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
Christmas.
Nope, I've got a couple.
Must have been a lookalike.
You're my hero.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Yeah, I don't even think I was riding with someone.
I've got the ADHD loan agreement.
I have this agreement right here, ordinance,
Do what now?
and I have a resolution. And
Okay, that's
I
good.
have the agenda. I have those three.
Real dark.
That would be helpful.
Convening violation.
Should we just have a meeting?
It does.
I
I
guess
mean,
we
it's,
can
and it's a
adjourn.
good thing. We do a lot of good things with it. But every holiday is kind of. Yeah, it's hard for you to have one. Do you give the congregation a break, or?
I missed the putt, the second one, in the cutoff by this much. I had enough beer, but I just felt comfortable. Yeah. Sucked up there.
Percentage should they keep taking? Look what it is for this time. It'll be a
37.
significant, it'll be a
Yes.
significant amount very quickly.
37K.
It'll come up pretty
Yeah,
good.
up until dawn, that we hadn't heard that part.
It is. Okay.
It's 5% off
Half a percent. A half, yeah.
The afternoon upstairs, and then downstairs.
I forget who told me that. Oh.
You know, anytime you spend more than a few minutes.
So now I have one little.
It's 5:30. I'm going to call the meeting to order.
Mayor Stover,
Here.
Vice Mayor Lundgren,
Here.
Commissioner Beeson,
Here.
Commissioner Calhoun,
Here.
Commissioner Tweedy.
We'll have opening prayer and pledge of allegiance. Those who would like to participate, please stand.
And we'll have prayer led by Dennis Voth of Central Christian Church.
We thank you, creative God, for those whose works sustain our community in which we live. For all who create an atmosphere of compassion and care and work for the betterment of all. Thank you for those who day and night maintain public services, for the police, for those who respond to emergencies, for all those who work in health and healing and social care. Teach us to remember that all our lives depend upon the work of many minds and hands, and pray that we may live thankfully in unity as members of one human family. Protect us and keep us safe and free from violence. We pray for other communities that are suffering because of violence, for those affected by the shootings in Edmond, Oklahoma, and for all other towns and cities that experience such violence. May not only physical healing come to those who are in harm's way, but also emotional, mental, and spiritual healing, as these types of tragedies reach far beyond the victims themselves. Now may, O God, you surround us with your loving presence. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
any additions or deletions?
Yes, we have two additions. So under section 5, new business, the city manager's department, we want to add item number 3, which is an ordinance authorizing the execution of an amendment, First Amendment to the loan agreement between the city of Arkansas City and the state of Kansas, acting by and through the state Kansas Department of Health and Environment for the purpose of obtaining a loan from the Kansas Public Water Supply Loan Fund and for the purpose of financing a public water supply project, establishing a dedicated source of such loan, and authorizing and approving certain documents in connection therewithin, and authorizing certain other actions in connection with the loan agreement. And then item 4, we want to add a resolution approving Amendment 1 to the Progressive Design Build Agreement with Burns and McDonald at CAS, the Arkansas City Water Treatment Plant Joint Venture for Phase 2 of the Water Treatment Facility Green Sand Improvements Project SD, or Kansas Department of Health and SRF loan project number 1056 in the amount of $2,867,545 and authorize the mayor to execute the agreement and all related documents and issue a notice to proceed.
I move we approve the additions to the minutes.
I second it.
Got a motion to approve the additions to the minutes, not minutes to the agenda. We got it. Took me a little bit, but I got there. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approval of the agenda
I move that we approve the agenda as written.
Second.
as amended instead of as written. You need to approve the agenda
As amended.
as amended.
Well, the one I've got written in front of me is amended. So,
Got a motion and a second to approve the agenda as amended. No further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 2, awards and proclamations.
So the first one is to recognize and honor Xavier Lawler, Kara Kells, and Daisy Morris as the Arkansas City's Outstanding Student Scholarship recipients for 2026. And if those students are in this room, if they want to come forward to the podium. And then I can read a little background as you come up if you'd like, Mayor Stover. So the Outstanding Student Award Program started in 1984. The City Commission implemented the program to recognize students for outstanding examples of academic and civil excellence in our community. Each year, city staff asked teachers, staff, and administrators at the City of Arkansas City Middle School, Arkansas City High School, and Cali College to nominate students they think are qualified for this honor. The Outstanding Student Award Committee, appointed by the mayor and the City Commission, receives all nominations from the 3 schools. Short, informal interviews are conducted with each nominee, and the committee then chooses 3 finalists from each school to represent the nominees. From the 9 finalists, a top student is chosen for each school. Of the top 3 students, 1 is chosen as the overall City of Arkansas City Outstanding Student for the year and awarded a $1,000 scholarship. The first runner-up receives a $500 scholarship, and the second runner-up receives a $250 scholarship from the City of Arkansas City. This year's overall outstanding student for the City of Arkansas City is Cali College student Daisy Morris. So we can clap for Daisy. She's not here tonight. So Daisy was unable to be with us, but I'll make sure that she gets her check mailed. And so then the first runner-up for is the Arkansas City Middle School student Kara Kells. And then the second runner-up is Arkansas City High School student Xavier Lawler. Yeah, there you go. I'll mail that out to her. Did you want me to present or read the proclamations?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So the first proclamation is to proclaim May 6th through 12th, 2026 as National Nurses Week and May 10th through 16th, 2026 as National Hospital Week in Arkansas City. And I think, are the hospitals?
We've got quite a few.
We've got hospital here, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Chad will read
You want to read?
Yes.
I think if you guys want to come forward to the podium.
I would say probably 2 years ago, this would just be, to me, something just to hand these people and let them move on.
Being on the board with all these people for the last 3 years, seeing the sacrifices that they make off the clock and how much they truly care during time, it's a little more special. I just want to let you guys know, appreciate the little hole you guys have dug us out of and the great work that you guys are still doing. It's amazing. Proclamation. Whereas in 1993, the American Nurses Association declared May 6th through 12th as the National Week to celebrate and elevate the nursing profession. And each year the celebration ends on May 12th, which was Florence Nightingale birthday. And whereas National Nurses Week is a time for everyone, individuals, employers, other healthcare professionals, community leaders, and nurses, to recognize the vast contributions and positive impact of America's over 4 million registered nurses for their service, dedication, and daily sacrifices in caring for others and improving the health of patients. And whereas National Hospital Week is May 10th through 16th, 2026. Whereas National Hospital Week celebrates the hospitals, health systems, and men and women who support the health and well-being of the communities through dedication and care from the heart. And whereas celebrating National Hospital Week provides an opportunity to thank all the dedicated individuals, physicians, nurses, therapists, engineers, food service workers, volunteers, administrators, and more for their contributions. And whereas the hardworking people who staff our nation's hospitals, including the registered nurses and other personnel at SCK Health, deserve universal regard and appreciation for keeping our community healthy and safe. Now therefore, the mayor of the city of Arkansas City, Kansas, does hereby proclaim May 6th through 12th, 2026 as National Nurses Week, and May 10th through 16th, 2026 as National Hospital Week in Arkansas City. And we urge residents to express their appreciation for the people, facilities, and technology that make trustworthy, reliable health care possible in our community. We recognize this year's National Nurses Week theme, the power of nurses, and National Hospital Week theme, healing happens here.
No.
Come here, Dallas. Oh, yeah.
Hold up.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay. The second proclamation this evening is to proclaim May 10th through 16th as National Police Week and May 15th, 2026 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in Arkansas City.
And I'll forward that.
Chief, come up.
Where'd Mayo go?
All right, proclamation. Whereas Congress and the President of the United States of America have designated May 15th Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas members of the Arkansas City Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of citizens of our city, and whereas it's important that all citizens know and understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities of their police department, that members of our police department recognize their duties to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting citizens against violence or disorder, and protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression and intimidation. Whereas our Kansas City Police Department has grown to be a modern, scientific, and community-focused law enforcement agency to continue to provide an essential and vital public service. Now therefore, the mayor of Arkansas City, Kansas, calls upon all citizens of Arkansas City to observe the week of May 10th through 16th, 2026, National Police Week in Arkansas City. In recognition of this year's theme, honoring our fallen, supporting our survivors, we encourage all members of the community to come together through appropriate ceremonies in remembrance and appreciation. May we honor police officers, past and present, who by a faithful and loyal devotion to the duties have rendered a dedicated service to the community and the established an enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. I further call upon citizens of our Kansas City to observe Thursday, May 15th, 2026, Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who through their courageous deeds have lost their lives and become disabled in the performance of duty.
All right, and then the third proclamation tonight is to proclaim May 3rd through 9th, 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week in our Kansas City.
All right, welcome. We're at the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government exists throughout the world. And whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk provides professional links between the systems, local government bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. Whereas Professor William Bennett Monroe, author of one of the first textbooks written on the topic of municipal administration, wrote, "No other office in the municipal service has so many contacts. It serves the mayor, the city council, the city manager, and all administrative departments without exception. All call upon it almost daily for some service or information. Whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk's office has critical links between the public and local government, promoting public access and public trust, while actively supporting community engagement through civic events and initiatives. And whereas the professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office, the professional municipal clerk, through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, annual meetings with the state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. Where it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. Now therefore, I, Tad Kova, Mayor of Arkansas City, Kansas, do hereby recognize the week of May 3rd through 9th, 2026, 57th Annual Professional Municipal Clerk Week. We further extend appreciation to our city clerk, city department, and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community.
Thanks, Mayor.
All right, number 3, recognition of visitors and staff.
So recognize Police Department promotions of Officer Dylan Hittenbach, Lucas Lyons, Madison Pickett, and Adam Utt.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I'm pleased to announce recent Sergeant and Master Police Officer promotions within the Arkansas City Police Department. We picked a good week to do that since we're celebrating the Police Week. The candidates in the promotion process were required to complete several different steps, and they all performed in an outstanding manner. Lieutenant Haynes from El Dorado Police Department and the Director of Curriculum and Instruction, USD 470, Braden Smith, both assisted in our oral interviews of these candidates. And they both expressed their how impressed they were with our employees and our candidates in this process. The sergeant's process consisted of a written letter of interest, a written paper on their interpretation of a patrol sergeant's role within department, a written test, an oral interview board, a patrol lieutenant rating of each candidate, an executive interview, and a review of each candidate's last evaluation, and lastly, a review of all Guardian tracking entries for each officer. The MPO process consisted of a written letter of interest, a written test, oral interview board with the same people on the board, and an executive interview. First of all, Master Police Officer Dylan Hettenbach was promoted to sergeant. Dylan was hired December 2nd, 2021, and promoted to Master Police Officer in February of 25. Officer Hettenbach has received numerous awards and recognition for his work over the past 4 years. In 2024, Dylan was selected as Officer of the Year. Officer Hettenbach has been an OC instructor, a member of the Southern Kansas SWAT team. Dylan has been one of our dependable field training officers and has been recognized for many hours of work he has contributed to training. Recently, Dylan attended a 32-hour leadership training class titled Leadership Fundamentals, Finding the Leader in You. We congratulate him. Master Police Officer Lucas Lyons was hired February 7th, 2022, and was also promoted to the MPO position in February of 25. Officer Lyons has done an outstanding job in the middle school where he is the SRO and will continue to work through the spring semester. Lucas also teaches DARE at the elementary schools and has been instrumental in planning the DARE Camp and National Night Out each year. Sergeant Lyons is an armorer and one of the department's firearms instructors, and we thank him for his work and congratulate him on his promotion. Master Police Officer, now Sergeant Madison Pickett, has over 7 years' experience with Ark City Police Department. Madison was promoted to the MPO position on October 7th of 2023. Madison has been an active field training officer and received national certification from Safe Kids Worldwide to be a certified technician in the installation of child safety seats, and has been an active participant in self-defense training and will soon be attending training to be one of our department's self-defense instructors. Recently, Madison also attended the 32-hour leadership training class titled Leadership Fundamentals and Finding the Leader in You. We congratulate Madison on her promotion. And Officer Adam Utt is now promoted to Master Police Officer. Adam is one of our SROs. Adam started with Ark City Police Department on November 2nd of 2021, and the last 3 years has been the high school resource officer. Adam will continue to be involved in the school resource position and will assist in the training of the newly appointed SRO. Adam has also been instrumental in teaching DARE at the elementary schools, planning the DARE Camp and National Night Out, as well as organizing and participating in events at the high school, including the annual New Year's Eve party, which is a big success with the high school students. All these promotions took effect on April 18th. And all officers that participated in this process demonstrated outstanding leadership, dedication, and professionalism. Please join me in congratulating all these officers. As part of our promotion process, they have asked that their spouse be able to put their collar brasses on. So if we'll do that, the spouses will step up.
Of course, she's coming up.
Congratulations, everybody. Thank you.
Next time you might get them out a week early so scouts can practice a little bit.
No lie, just kidding. Yeah.
I got rid of her, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on towards the number 4 consent agenda.
I move that we accept the consent agenda as written
Second.
or amended on the amended agenda.
And then second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion?
As amended.
As amended.
That one actually wasn't amended.
It was?
No,
No.
that wasn't.
Okay. If not any further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 5, new business.
Yeah, so under environmental services, item number 1 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a professional engineering services agreement with Burns and McDonnell for a water source and supply study and the amount not to exceed $80,000.
Evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the commission. First item I bring before you is entering into an agreement with Burns and Mac to do a source water and supply study. This will include an evaluation of the existing well field operations, individual well performance, hydraulic analysis of the raw water collection, transmission piping, and a review of KDHE and DWR criteria for locations and testing. This is the first step in expanding our source water supply. This is a good first step as we're just expanding the well field. We'll be looking to put one hopefully within the well field and then looking towards the north side of the well field for future wells. And we do have members from Burns and Mac here if anybody does have any questions for them. Any questions?
We're pretty good on that. A motion?
Make a motion, we accept the resolution as written.
Second.
Got a motion to accept the resolution as written. Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 2.
Item number 2 is a resolution authorizing the city of Arkansas City to accept a bid submitted by Lane Christensen Company and enter into an agreement for the drilling of up to 3 test wells and related monetary services in support of water source and supply study in the amount not to exceed $49,234.
And as it was said, this is just to be able to drill the wells in addition to the water source and supply study that Burns and Mac is going to be doing. And I chose Lane Christensen. They came at the lowest bid, and it's a good thing. They've always been our well driller for as long as I can remember in any record. Any questions on that?
It's like Barnes and McDowell get the better deal on this. They're just doing paperwork and they're getting twice the
Yeah,
money.
no lie.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resolution as written.
I second it.
Got a motion and a second to approve the resolution as written. Is there any further discussion?
Do these test wells then turn into regular wells if they prove
No.
usable?
No. So what will happen is they'll drill a test well, and that'll be used to collect data to send to KDHE and DWR to make sure everything's okay. And then a actual well will be drilled next to it.
That's what those little white ones are all along, right by Central Shop. Those are test wells.
believe that has something to do with the levee.
Is that, okay,
But
that's the-
yeah, that is what they look
It's
like
what,
when
it's
they
the same, yeah,
finish.
because you got the wells, but then you got the.
Yeah.
The little white ones popping up as well.
Maybe you guys want to explain the process and why you get the better end of the deal on this and what those wells are for.
The Burns Mac side is, we'll have someone out to monitor and be on site while the test wells are going in. There's also reviewing kind of all the city's existing data, doing hydraulic evaluation of the raw water line and seeing if there's any hydraulic limitations in that, as far as getting water to the treatment plant. So it's a bit of a bigger scope than just the test wells. I think that's like a quarter of kind of the pieces of what we're looking at.
Any other discussion? If not, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you all.
I can do the one. And you can do the other.
Number 3.
An ordinance authorizing the execution of an amendment to the loan agreement between the City of Arkansas City, Kansas, and the State of Kansas, acting by and through the Kansas Department of Health and Environment for the purpose of obtaining a loan from the Kansas Public Water Supply Loan Fund for the purpose of financing a public water supply project, estimating a dedicated source of such loan, authorizing and approving certain documents in connection therewith, and authorizing certain other actions in connection with the loan agreement. And this is a roll call vote.
So yes, this is just amending a loan agreement that we had with KDHE already for the green sand filter project. If you recall, the original project was estimated to be a $2,089,000 project, and that's what the original loan was, and along with the loan forgiveness.
And that, what year was that? Was that 2 years ago? The one.
This 23.
I've got a reason for asking that here in a minute.
So yeah, so it's back about 3 years. And so and then we'll come up here to the next agenda item and it'll get into the cost. But as we've been working through this and got the bids, the cost came in quite a bit higher. So this loan amendment changes the total loan amount to $2,979,454. And then they did increase the loan forgiveness piece to $2,257,500. So we will have a repayable loan amount of $722,045. But that's basically what this amendment's laying out, those pieces.
I'll wait for my questions for the next one. I make a motion to accept the ordinance as written with the new loan agreement.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, excuse me, to approve the ordinance as stated. Any further discussion? If not, it'll be a roll call vote.
Mayor Stover,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lundgren,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calhoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Tweedy.
Yes.
Okay, number 4.
A resolution to approve amendment number 1 by the Progressive Design to Build Agreement with Burns and McDonnell, CAS, Arkansas City, Kansas Water Treatment Joint Venture for Phase 2 of the Water Treatment Facility Green Sand Improvements Project, KDHE SRF Loan Project number 1056, in the amount of $2,867,545, and authorize the mayor to execute the amendment, all related documents, and issue the notice to proceed.
So with approval with the loan in the last item, this will be to move forward with the project, moving into phase 2. And this is what that resolution is for, to approve that.
I'm just curious why 286 here, but the total loan amount's 297.
112 difference.
Well, we had some costs before this,
Okay,
some engineering costs and those types of things.
okay,
So,
We've already incurred all that, right?
correct, yes.
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, Ryder and someone, did you want to talk about the scope of this project is here and kind of where we got to the cost?
So I'm Ryan Mikowski, pre-construction director with CAS. So I think, 2023 is when we kind of started this project. I know Brian and Randy kind of reached out and hey, what, the costs were for expanding your green sands, basically adding that 6th vessel in the plant. You guys have ever been in there before. So early concepts, just, basically what we call raw pricing, rough order of magnitude. And that's what started to move forward with the loan process through KDHE and then the principal forgiveness, which is the primary amount that you guys are getting back or being forgiven off that loan. So overall, we had KDHE is not a quick moving beast sometimes. And that's kind of what we've seen through this process. It's taken a while to get to that loan. I think it was August last year is when we got under contract for phase 1. I think that's the delta you guys are seeing in the numbers there is our phase 1 agreement, which is 30% design, basically pricing, scheduling. That's where we're going out to bids for the various parts, pieces, electrical, pipe, valves. The main component of this is the green sand vessel itself. So Hungerford and Terry is the original manufacturer of the 5 vessels that are in there. Went out to competitive bid process. Ultimately got 3 different numbers. Westech, Wentz, and Hungerford and Terry were the 3 that came back with pricing. Hungerford and Terry was low, which I think is a good thing for, in terms of price, obviously, but then just for the plant staff, makes life a lot easier putting in similar vessel. Otherwise, it gets a little murky in terms of how everything gets controlled. So we went out for bids. I think it was October is when we were ready. Had bids in November. Sat down with Kyle and Randy and crew. Went through all that pricing. Ultimately, I guess, are you guys familiar with the project in terms of what we're doing? Okay. But a lot of this is obviously Hungerford and Terry is the majority of the cost, over half the cost of this project just in itself. It's not a lot of, it's a big scope for them. It's a 45,000 pound vessel. They got to bring in their media, all that. So in terms of, why costs changed over time, what we're seeing right now is just escalation in the marketplace. I was looking here this past week and just cost of steel since like September, October, it was another kind of 850 pounds per ton. If I was to look at just commodity pricing today, it's up over 1,100. So we're seeing skyrocketing prices. So I think good news for the city is when we bid this thing and we're getting Hungerford and Terry to hold the number here for a while, is I think we got their price when that market was cheaper. Instead of if I was going out to bid today, it's going to be substantially higher. So that's, it's still expensive. And that's a big thing going from 23 to basically 25, 26 years. We got some time that we're fighting against, but if we get it locked, once we get this under contract, we've already had our crews starting drafting contracts. That way we can immediately issue purchase orders, get them under contract, basically lock in the price for the city so that escalation isn't going to hit you anymore. So that's kind of the goal for us here is to move quick, get this thing going. Fortunately, it does have a long lead time to it. It's about, I think, 40 weeks to get it actually made and delivered. So I think probably next spring, I think, would it be now, is when actually the installation will be going on. So about 3 months, 3.5 months to get it put in place, get it started up and going.
So it's gone up 900,000 since we first started this in 23.
Yeah.
So in 2 years, and I just want that out there. 'Cause I know a lot of people are probably thinking, hey, that's $722,000 you guys are. But there's also the $2 million loan forgiveness. And all it's going to do is continue to rise, and we are going to need this.
I think from my perspective, and I don't want to speak for Randy or Kyle here, I think it's very important for building the plan out. It was planned for this expansion when Dana and the Mac crew originally designed the facility. They did some niceties for us of planning for this, so it's it's a lot easier to get the new vessel in there. Still a challenge, still a big hunk of steel we got to get in that building.
So if I understand, we had a 900,000 increase, but we also had an increase in the loan forgiveness, right?
Yes, yes.
So what's that net? 700, so
Yeah, $722,045.
It was $2,089,000, right, to begin with?
Yeah.
And now it's $2,797,000. Or the loan forgiveness was $2 million, so we were only going to be doing $89,000
Right.
when it first started.
Yeah. I think they increased the loan forgiveness 168. Yeah.
But we also don't want to miss the window of being able to move on the 700,000. Because if we don't take advantage of it, correct me if I'm wrong, we could be faced with the full bill because the program goes away, correct?
Yeah, if we were not to
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
forward with this at all, that it's probably not going to come back in this form
Yeah.
anytime soon. The SRS is basically not getting the funding that it was a few years ago.
Mhm.
It's getting tighter and tighter on those funds. So
No brainer.
Questions I can answer for you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion out there?
I move to accept the resolution to approve amendment number 1 as written.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve the resolution, amendment number 1. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, city manager updates and reminders.
okay, so staff met with Crossland and Tress Design last week as a kickoff meeting for the fire station design. I did put a copy of the minutes and the documents that came out of that meeting in front of you. And then we have another meeting scheduled. I think it's on May 14th. That'll be here in the community. It'll be kind of a follow-up meeting from this. And we'll start, they'll start kind of honing in on the design that we had talked about at this kickoff meeting. So we'll start really honing in. It won't be this next meeting, but the meeting after that, they should have some preliminary budget numbers for us to start looking at. So then we can really start honing in on the final price. So the Wildlife and Parks was here on yesterday. They looked the pickleball coach over. That we have the water and land conservation grant that's helping pay for that. So they were here to look over the project as part of the grant process, and everything's looking good there. May 7th, so this Thursday, we have an employee appreciation food trucks event at Paris Park. So make sure you guys if you're available for lunch, stop by there. It's from like 11:30 to 1, 11 to 1. Yeah. On May 12th, we will have bid openings for the C-Clip Mill and Overlay for Madison. And that mill and overlay project will go from 8th Street to the Ark River. And then once we get the bid open, we'll have an idea who the contractor will be, and then we'll have dates and stuff later on as that unfolds. Like back to the pickleball courts, that is supposed to be completed on the week of the 18th with the coatings and all of that. And then a reminder, we have our budget workshop with outside agencies on May 22nd. That's when the outside agency groups will come in and request funding. Shanna is working on some ribbon cuttings for the splash pad project and the pickleball courts. They won't be on the same day. She's working on some ways to kind of do those separate days and get the most bang for the buck on that. From the conversation at the work session, we talked a little bit about advisory boards and how those are made up. Give you guys a draft bylaws on how that could look. So you might take a look at those, and Tiffany and I'll work with you guys on any tweaks that need to be done to that. But that way we can kind of hone in the way our advisory boards are being staffed and how they're ran in the future. And then we had the audit at the work session, and that was, I think you guys got a copy of that. I didn't know if you had any questions, but everything, we were in pretty good shape on the audit. Financially, we're in strong shape. And so obviously we have a really great finance department that keeps an eye on that, but just want to make sure you guys have any questions, and again, recognize the finance department on the great job they do and the great audit we had. So that's all I have.
Okay. Items for discussion by city commissioners. Anybody have anything?
I'm gonna be silent today.
There's a first.
Can we get a proclamation on that?
I can write one of those.
Everyone up on that? All right, comments from the audience. Anybody signed up?
I don't have anyone signed up. Did anyone here wish to speak?
Nobody. Well then,
Second it.
got a motion and a second to adjourn.
Third, fourth.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Adjourned.
Thanks, guys.
Your proclamation next week, Betty.
Next
That's
week.
right.
Next 2 weeks.
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, the day the beast didn't say nothing. After the
May
meeting.
May 5th.